get started here. So my name is Gonzalez the fourth. I'm originally from Laredo, Texas, which is on the border. I came out to currently in California. I'm just outside San Francisco. Moved out here about 3 or 4 years ago, and just going to talk to you a little bit about startups and basically kind of a little bit of my journey is that I did my first startup when I was out in Texas and was able to go ahead and um, start out with a first augmented reality startup, and then moved on to eventually to another media startup. And then currently I'm working with a streaming startup. So I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about that as well. So let's kind of, let's keep it fun. So basically, when we think about streaming, we think about larger companies like Netflix. We also think about, Hulu. We think about Disney Plus. But I think when it comes to being in the startup atmosphere world, and streaming is a little bit different. It's a little bit newer, largely because a lot of the films within the marketplace, when it comes to independent movies, are not really on the radars of a lot of these larger streaming services. A lot of the markets that we work with are underserved markets. Latino market, we do have the LGBTQ plus community, queer, trans films, as well as indigenous people of color communities, underserved communities. And a lot of these amazing stories are basically things that you won't see on other streaming formats, other larger streaming services. I think, and that's kind of why I like to think of it as people's dreams, because these larger film streaming services don't really cater to these sorts of communities. So I am kind of working with a larger influx of films that have not really gotten to get the recognition that I feel that they deserve. And people like this, people that have these films that come from underserved communities, have really big dreams and are sort of, they're the ones that really fuel the industry, in my opinion. I've worked with filmmakers from Bangladesh. I've worked with filmmakers coming from really touching on subjects that you don't really see a lot of currently. And I feel that by what we're doing right now with technology and film, we can kind of sort of level the playing field a little bit. So let's talk about a little bit about that. If you're familiar with OTT, over the top streaming is something that you can work with the technology to be able to help these filmmakers sort of democratize film. And the way it works is that if we can take the technology, we can put together a platform that basically helps serve these communities. And so without going into too much complexity, basically you have OTT, which is the platform that is used. So you'll have anything from Amazon Web Services, carrying the load of the streaming, as well as other third-party components and APIs that are used to kind of build together a platform. Now, when we first started out, we were a team of 6, and we were able to go ahead and build out a platform. And we built it out to serve the filmmakers' needs. So first and foremost, it was a community that was working to help these filmmakers get out of obscurity, get out of from small little film festivals, to kind of help them reach a larger audience around the world. So the first platform we built was actually called Auteur. It was a smaller platform that was had very basic functionality. It was people could stream the movies, they could comment, they could kind of help the filmmaker in spreading the word about their work. But the problem with that one was that we were not able to really do justice to the filmmaker and help them monetize their films, which is something that was really needed. If you're an independent filmmaker, You're not able to kind of gain recognition for your work, but you're not also able to monetize in a way that helps you get more views, and and also kind of sell merchandise and things like that. So the second iteration of what we did, we kind of took feedback and input from the filmmakers themselves and helped them to build out a new platform where they could monetize their work. They could sell merchandise. They could take tips from the audience, and they could also get paid per view, like a lot of the way YouTube does. And the thing with that is that we see a really big positive feedback from the filmmakers, because we allow them to hold on to the rights of their films and help them grow. So to be a stepping stone for these filmmakers is really important. And sort of leveling the playing field, because a lot of these films not in the radar of Netflix or Hulu or the top 3 streaming services. And the field of streaming is growing substantially. It is a multi-billion dollar industry, and I think that independent filmmakers can find their niche, can follow their dreams, and also be successful in that field. So let's talk a little bit about that more. I do feel that there is a big change coming in the industry, and I think a lot of what people are talking about is AI in film. And if the writer's strike has shown us anything, it's that we need to pay attention to the world of AI and to the new technology that is coming forth. Now, what do we see in the current film industry? Well, obviously, the writer's strike, as well as the actor's strike that is still going on right now, kind of tells us a lot about that. There is a lot of fear around the technology, but I think there is also a really big opportunity for actors, for filmmakers, to directors, to kind of tap into a little bit of that technology and use it for the good of the independent filmmaker. It's a way for them to kind of explore new technologies and just see what they're capable of. And I think a lot of the research that we've done at Cinee is kind of to see what it's capable of, and just kind of take a look at what the filmmaking aspect of it is, as well as the background for it, and kind of the colors and the storytelling ability. And to be honest, I feel that there will always be a need for humans in the filmmaking space. If I've learned anything, it's that AI is more of a tool than anything else. I think that people can use AI to create or supplement their own artwork. And now with the recent ruling, people cannot copyright AI generated works. So it's going to be important for people to realize that, and to understand that it does still take a human touch, and people want to see work made by humans. And if you kind of take a look at the work that AI generates, or the video clips that AI generates on film generators such as Runway. Runway is one, as well as HeyGen is another one that you can check out. It's very wooden, very robotic in a way, and it kind of makes sense because it is a machine, right? It is being done by software. So, you can maybe use it to supplement work, but not too sure that anything will be as fulfilling when it comes to art and film as a person creating this work and putting their heart and soul into it. And so I think that's really special. So let's just kind of, if anybody has any questions, by the way, feel free to shoot one out to me. I kind of feel like I wish we had a little chat in this room. I know we have a chat for Decadia. And I just also want to say thank you to Decadia for hosting this event. This has been really cool so far, and I'm really enjoying this as well. So again, let me know where you're watching from. We have some people watching from different places, I'm sure, and just outside of San Francisco. So if you're watching from somewhere else or wherever you're at, just let us know. And I thought I had created a poll actually, but it seems to have gone away. So so okay, cool. So let's go ahead and continue on here. And I think that when it comes to let's talk a little bit more about the biggest issues affecting filmmakers when it comes to how tech can assist. I think that a lot of filmmakers have put a lot of time, money, and effort into the work that they try to produce or have made. I myself have gotten lucky that with what I'm working on the platform currently, I'm able to work with a lot of different independent filmmakers from around the world, from different communities. And I do see a lot of stories that are not covered in larger streaming services. A lot of things where family, you do have issues that are hard to talk about, um, and things that maybe are part of that person's story, right? And I think that story is an important story that needs to be shared. I think one example that comes to mind is probably in Bangladesh, Bangladeshi filmmaker that I'm working with currently, who has a film about uh, trans persons who participated um, in a conflict in that country's history, and sort of how they have been erased from that history because they are trans. And I think that, just because someone, has a certain, is identifies as trans doesn't mean they should be erased from the history of the historical events that took place. And unfortunately, this happens a lot. And these are the kind of stories that I feel that we need to tell more. And so basically, this is a documentary about that person who participated in the revolution, and because they were trans, they were kind of never given, their the things that they had earned. They were never given official recognition, and so they were basically erased from history. And I think the filmmaker takes it upon themselves to kind of investigate and bring that story to light and share that with the world. And I think that's not something that you see a lot of these days. And I think, if we can provide a platform where they can kind of showcase that, then we stand a chance of being able to bring these stories to light. Um, and that's really important. I also feel that when it comes to technology, I feel like technology can only do so much. So it has to work in conjunction with what we're trying to do. So community is a huge, huge aspect of this. Building a platform, building the community, having the community engage with each other, and sort of starting that conversation is really, really huge in what we're trying to do with independent film. Um, Underserved markets are there, and they are large in number, but I feel that the algorithms for YouTube, for Facebook, for Google are not really designed for these communities. I do feel that they are kind of glazed over and kind of passed over for in favor of larger, almost type clickbait type audiences. And while that might make sense for economic sense for larger platforms, it means that the stories of the communities that you and I come from, that we remember from childhood or that we've faced in our lives, don't get told. Those stories don't reach us. So I think it's really important that we kind of understand that while technology can help us build the platform, it doesn't help us reach the community, as well as a combined effort between ourselves and reaching out through grassroots methods. And it's kind of easier to do that when you have a larger marketplace. So if you have a platform, a filmmaker's platform where filmmakers can join in and they can kind of reach each other and network with each other, then you can start to see how people can connect in ways that they've never connected before. So if they have a place where they can stream their work, if they can monetize their work, if they can communicate, then they can start to build a grassroots movement and sort of take what they see and then put it out there, and that is by different methods. It's by engaging with local community centers, with local newspapers, with local blogs, local movie film groups, film societies. Back home, we have in my hometown, there's the Laredo Film Society, and I think small organizations like that, have really become a really big, strong, important thing in their communities. And it's not because they're small in size, but because of the regional kind of reach that they have. But the thing is that you have, the dreams of these filmmakers are coming from lots of smaller communities like this all over the world. And the idea that they want to make it big in Hollywood or in New York or in any large area in their country is super super hard to do. I don't people, building anything from the ground up is super super hard to do. And if you're trying to break into a field like tech, like film, I mean, it's doubly hard, right? So if you're not coming from a significant amount of seed investment, if you're not coming from some sort of name recognition to help you along, then it's super tough. So I think that the task and the true thing that we're going to have to work through is how do we kind of upset that, right? How do we disrupt the film economy as it currently stands? Do we sort of utilize technology, AI, in a way that we can kind of reach more people quickly and cheaper? Do we kind of utilize technology to kind of build, a small, multiple amount of smaller communities within a larger platform? These are the kinds of things that we need to think about, and especially if you're a filmmaker coming from a place where you put all your time and energy into building up this film or this body of work, and you don't necessarily have time to do all the research into how you're going to be streaming your film and how you're going to be marketing towards the right group, because all that is super time consuming and it takes a lot of money. So it's really sort of a group effort, I think, is what is needed. And so with platforms like this, we can kind of come together and then marry film and technology in that sense and grow independent film to kind of help these voices be heard. Again, if you have any questions or anything like that, please put them in the Q&A. There is a little box. If you look to your right, it says Q&A. You can kind of ask questions there, and I'll let you take them on here. So, oh, sorry about that. So, hope everybody can hear me. Kind of lost you for a second there. So I believe Marisol Ramos wanted to ask about apprenticeship opportunities. And yes, there are a large amount of apprenticeship opportunities within the space. I do believe that you can kind of reach out to smaller organizations as well as larger ones. And kind of the thing that I've seen really helps a lot is if you are not able to get into a field that you want to, and you're having some trouble getting in, apprenticeship opportunities may be a little bit harder to come by. I feel like the best possible thing that you can do is create a side project and sort of, kind of detail and keep a detailed journal of what you do in your side project and then apply that to your resume. And kind of a little bit of a hack, I think, is kind of looking for what, reach out on LinkedIn or other networking sites to where people are sort of engaged in this sort of conversation. I think Decadea is a wonderful place to do that as well. You can reach out and then find things that people are looking for and then kind of talk to them about it and then kind of structure your project with that in mind. I did see another question popped in about AI, but I lost it. It went away. It's a little bit glitchy here. But yeah, let's talk a little bit more about AI. I think there are a large amount of programs right now in the space. Just to name a few, Some of the okay, there it is. A question popped up back up. Do you believe AI? Hi, Ricardo Lopez asked. Do you believe that AI can help to make progress of a project faster? Yes, I do, and it kind of depends on what you're trying to accomplish. I think there are a lot of great softwares out there right now. I think Runway is really cool. You can check it out. Dolly was one of the first image generators that came out. But I think it's been really kind of surpassed by now. And I feel that right now, let me just check my list here. You might want to check out Midjourney. Midjourney, I think, is by far the most impressive one. It has a large amount of adjustments you can make to it and kind of craft the image that you're looking for. And it's not so straightforward. So you kind of need to do your research and kind of learn how to best, to do the best type of prompts and kind of generate what you're looking for. One of the ones that to me is most impressive is not even video or image generation. It is 11 Labs, which kind of does AI voices. Now that one has been really cool because you can kind of I've actually cloned my own voice in AI and had it speak lines just as as research, and it is really impressive. I feel that while it's not perfect, it's definitely kind of a game changer. And one of the just a little tidbit here is that I think people have this fear that AI will immediately take over everything, and I don't think that's how it's going to be at all. I feel that while if you put a script into AI and told it to say the lines, there's one big thing that you would notice is that AI does not have the ability to generate tone, inflection, cadence. If you're excited and you start talking louder, if you're like, or you're upset and you start a little slower and lower, AI can't do that. It is just kind of one monotone type of vocal structure all the way through. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know if that's being worked on or that it be improved. I imagine it'll be improved at some point, but that's just something to take into consideration. But yes, Ricardo, I do believe it can speed up production. Depends on what you're working on, though, right? It can create scenes, it can create background, noise or video. I feel that one of the most impressive things I've seen so far is the animation aspect of it, because AI in itself tends to take on a little bit of a almost animation like or cartoony like surface when you kind of put together a clip. It's almost like a little painting, if you will. It's like doesn't really look, you're not going to get 4K out of it. You're not going to get super photorealistic continuous motion from the AI. You might get 4K images, but if you try to sort of weave those together into a 5-minute scene between multiple characters and multiple dialogues and then action going off in the background, let's say like explosion and then a car chase or something, is not going to be as smooth as you think it is. That's something that still can only be replicated by humans right now. So yes, hope that answers your question. If you have any more, feel free to type them into the Q&A. Yeah, let's see here what's going on. See if there's any other questions that came in. And I did make a little quiz for you guys, or just a little poll. Just tell me what your favorite movie genre is: horror, comedy, drama, sci-fi, rom-com. And it's 2:55. So I just wanted to thank you guys for coming out to my little TED talk, my little tech talk, my tech idea talk. This has been super cool. I'm just really grateful that you guys came out and listened to me talk and blab on for a while. And this is an interesting point to start the conversation of film and technology, and sort of how we can use technology to grow the success of independent filmmakers whose dreams fuel this industry. The people that take chances, that go on a limb, that kind of gamble it all, that have a dream and they kind of just put everything they have into a backpack, and they get on a bus for like 2,000 miles and they go to LA and they say, I'm going to make it. Right. Those are the kinds of people that we need more of. We need more of those dreamers, and don't be afraid to take that chance. That's one of the big things, is that if you want to build a startup in film or if you want to, work more with AI and film, or you have an idea for a project that you've been dying to do, go and do it. Don't wait, because there's no better time than the present. And you're never going to figure out if you could do it if you don't try. And just don't give up. So I have an anonymous question here from Anonymous. Says, are there any internships for software engineering? Yeah, so I think right now we're kind of looking for help in a lot of different things. Software is definitely one of them, as well as marketing and social media. So I think I can get the list of people who came out today, but if you do have, a question or something, or you're interested, you can add me on LinkedIn. You can find me, Frank Gonzalez IV, on LinkedIn, and also would love to shoot out to you. And just want to thank everybody for coming. Steph Bauman, thanks for coming. Lisa, thanks for coming. That's my sister. Hi, Lisa. Ricardo, thanks for coming. Let's see. Oh, LinkedIn asked for your email. Okay, so I'm going to put my email in there. I don't remember which email I might. I'm just going to put both of them because it might be one of the other ones. Yes, and thanks for letting me know. So let me go ahead and grab my little. We got 3 minutes here, so let me get my little LinkedIn link here. So everybody, go ahead and add me. I'd love to continue this conversation with you. I'm always looking to connect with people who are interested in the space. And if you're out here in the San Francisco Bay Area, there is actually a meetup that I'm put together. We meet about once a month for AI, film, and media. And yeah, you can find that as well on meetup.com. Just search for AI, film, and media, and we should pop up. We do a meetup about once a month. And if you're far away in another land or something, we're going to start doing digital ones as well. So you can check out the meetups from anywhere. So we'll do them on like Zoom or something. And we'll also do in-person ones. But yeah, have fun. Thanks for coming. Enjoy the rest of Decadia's Latina Heritage Month. Hispanic Heritage Month is a big deal. I think it's really important, something close to my heart, that we're Latinos in tech, that we're doing this all together. And, I think the way for us to be successful is to work together in all of this and kind of help each other in any way we can. So check out the rest of the sessions. They're super cool. A lot of interesting stuff out there as well. Check out the expo because there's a lot of job hiring opportunities and maybe internship opportunities I think some of you were looking for. So check that out as well. If you're super interested, if you're just curious, you can go to cinee.io, CINEE.io. That's the platform that I'm working on. And yeah, feel free to shoot me an email or hit me up on LinkedIn, and hope everybody has a great day. And I will see you around. Hopefully we'll do one of these in person one day. That would be super cool. And yeah, I think that's my time for today. So thanks, everybody. Have a good one, and I will see you later.